This week marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina ravaged the Gulf Coast of the United States. On this day, 2 decades ago, it was rapidly strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico into the powerful Category 5 hurricane that pounded New Orleans. New Orleans wasn't the only city hit hard by Louisiana.
Yeah, many of the state's parishes, which is their version of a county, saw intense flooding. Michael McDaniel has more on how small fishing communities in the Bayou are still trying to bounce back.
For William Tillman and his shrimp boat, the Lisa Marie, water is a way of life in Terrebonne Parish.
Pretty much live on it for a few days at a time.
As a fourth-generation fisherman who started his own boat at 14 years old, Tillman has lived on or near the water his entire life.
As a generational fisherman, I love shrimping. I'm definitely better at crabbing, but I've always had a passion to shrimp.
His passion is part of what makes Louisiana a seafood capital.
After Alaska, we are by far the largest state leading domestic seafood catch across the United States. So once you take out Alaska, about a third of domestic seafood comes out of Louisiana.
Executive Director of Louisiana Sea Grant, Julie Lively, says Louisiana's seafood industry may be in high demand, but there's still some concern because of what happened 20 years ago.
We have not rebounded. So every storm, that has happened since Katrina comes back up.
Hurricane Katrina destroyed infrastructure and marine habitats. According to a report to Congress in October of 2005, the Congressional Research Service reported initial losses to seafood production were estimated at $1.1 billion for Louisiana.
Really, it's an impact to the economies, more so than an impact really to the actual animals.
Those economic impacts cast long nets, but it's the ones on these local waterways, especially in Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes, that have left fishermen on the hook.
A lot were able to recover, but we definitely saw an exit from the industry. You definitely see a huge drop in commercial fishermen the license sales starting right after.
Lively, who is also a professor at the School of Natural Renewable Resources at LSU, says competition from imported seafood was already putting pressure on the domestic industry. She says Katrina tipped the scales.
It's definitely a downhill trend as far as fishing goes. We're either aging out or just nobody new is getting in it. It's not a desire to be a fisherman anymore.
For Tillman, he says it simply comes down to expense.
This boat takes about price of fuel, price of ice and whatnot right now, probably about $400 a night to operate.
In the storms since Katrina and the BP oil spill, disasters have become too common and too much. Lively says a lot of fishermen took out small business loans to get back on the water, but sank.
People just couldn't recover. They couldn't make those loan payments. They couldn't pay for the boats and the things they had bought. And so they just ended up leaving the industry.
For fishermen still above water and the companies that rely on their catch, Katrina brought about some change.
Hurricanes in general are a huge impact. The fishermen have to work extra hard to get their equipment.
Lisa Tillman, William Tillman's wife, runs Tillman Seafood in Chauvin. She says Katrina was a lesson on preparation.
Our lessons from Katrina would be to get equipment in and vessels in a lot sooner, a lot faster to make sure that we are prepared.
Tillman sees firsthand how storms claw their way into every part of the industry.
When storms happen, of course, we are out of work. Everyone's coming in, picking up. No one's fishing. Everyone's on lockdown.
Even with the challenges, the Tillmans say the industry is worth fighting for.
With this industry, if you've got a drive, there's a thriving industry. You just got to have a drive to want to do it.
And for his wife, it's about more than business.
I look at every fisherman and I think about their families and what they're trying to do and provide.
A reminder that here in Louisiana, seafood isn't just a product, and fishing isn't just a hobby.
Our child would be 5th generation and wants to get in it.
They're a lifeline. Mike McDaniel, WWL, Louisiana.